Most of the horror films are about jump scares, and jump scares don't scare me anymore. But these Japanese films do. They don't have jump scares or sudden music. It's just about creepiness from the situation and the story. So today we are ranking such unique horror films from Japan. By the way, if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing us. We'll bring you movie and TV show suggestions from various parts of the world.
一人暮らしのご老人でね。支度感知って知ってますか?
The Inerasable. If you are looking for realistic horror or a mystery horror, this film will be a perfect pick for you. The story is about a horror writer who receives a letter from a young woman living in a new apartment. The woman says she keeps hearing strange dragging sound at night, like someone is slowly scraping something across the floor. At first, it seems like a simple noise complaint, but when the writer starts investigating, she discovers something disturbing. Multiple deaths have occurred in the same place over the years. And it doesn't stop there. As they dig deeper, they uncover a long chain of suicides, mysterious tragedies, and families connected by dark history. It becomes clear that this isn't just one haunted apartment, it's a curse that spread throughout the place. The more they investigate, the more the horror expands, from one room to one building and to the entire town linked with the curse. What happened after the discovery and what's the curse of the place is the story all about. This film builds slowly, but as it moves on, things become interesting, especially when we start to know about many tragedies that took place in the apartment. One missed call. People start receiving mysterious voicemails from their own phone numbers dated a few days in the future. The voicemails contains the soundbites of their final moments before death. Soon after the voicemails, they die exactly as recorded message. When a college student Yumi watches her friends die one after another, she realizes she is next on the line. As panic spreads, investigators discovers a connection to a troubled child with a dark past. Can she escape from the deadly loop of death? That's what this story is all about. Pulse. When a young college student commits suicide, around the same time some other people began to encounter strange visuals from the computer, showing images of mysterious figures. And these human-like figures screaming with mysterious messages, and computers starts turning on by themselves. Soon, it becomes clear that something beyond understanding of science is connected to paranormal element which is using the internet. As people start dying or disappearing, the city slowly becomes empty and silent. This film isn't a regular horror with jump scares. It's a film which takes deeper take on suicides. Noroi, the Curse. This film is presented in a documentary style made by a paranormal researcher. It begins with a female journalist who mysteriously disappears. Before she goes missing, she was investigating a case involved in strange sounds, such as constant crying coming from an abandoned building, and mysterious figures caught in the camera. As researchers dig deeper, things become more clearer. The film explores Japanese folklore. This found footage horror movie not only excels in horror, but also a great watch as a mystery film. Juan the Grudge 2. The film picks up right where it left in the first part. When a TV actress named Kyoko enters the haunted house for a paranormal show, she encounters the spirit but survives. Soon after, she and her fiancé meets with an accident because of the curse. In the accident, she loses her unborn child and her fiancé lands in coma. The actress and her crew were cursed while filming in the house, where a woman and her child were brutally murdered by her husband. As time passes by, Kyoko experiences disturbing visuals. Soon, it becomes clear that the curse is following her. Meanwhile, the TV crew and the people who have entered the property began dying one by one. The film is told in a non-linear format with a very disturbing climax. Suicide Club. The film opens with one of the most shocking scenes in the horror cinema history. 54 schoolgirls suddenly hold hands and jump in front of a moving train with a smile on their face. This film is the most brutal horror you'll ever see, which is not linked with any ghost, but it's about social horror. The more you read about the real suicides in Japan between 1999 to 2001, the more disturbing it gets, because the film draws its major inspirations from the most depressed period of Japan. Following the mass suicide, similar incidents occur across Japan. The police struggle to understand what's connecting these cases. Meanwhile, a mysterious website pops up that predicts suicides before they happen. And there were some strange clues found at the scenes, including a mysterious roll of stitched human skin and a connection to a J-pop idol. The story is presented with multiple visuals which presents trauma like none other. If you are faint-hearted, this film is not for you. 3 Extremes. This film is a collaborative work of legendary directors from Japan, South Korea and Hong Kong. It's an anthology film with 3 short stories and 3 different directors. The first one is Dumpling. An aging actress discovers a mysterious woman who makes special dumpling that promises to restore youth. But the secret ingredients is horrifying. This film has elements of body horror which makes it creepy. And the second and third stories are difficult to give a synopsis without giving spoilers. But these films are directed by Park Chan-wook and Takashi Miike. These names are enough to watch the films without knowing anything about the story. Dark Water. When a divorced mother fighting for the custody of her child, who's struggling financially, moves into an old and a creepy apartment. Soon after she moves in, strange things start to occur. A continuous water leakage from the ceiling, a mysterious red bag appearing in different places, and unclear visuals of someone in the apartment. It's all linked with a young girl who died in the same apartment in a water tank. As days pass by, things become more scarier. The horror element is more grounded, which makes the film even more scarier. The Hollywood remake is polished, which takes away the disturbing and scary feeling away from us. And the horror is predominantly showcased using water element. John the Grudge. One of the classic from the J-horror world, this film is about a house in Tokyo where a brutal murder took place. When a person dies in extreme rage or sorrow, a curse is born. Anyone who enters that place will be affected by the curse. Inside this house, the spirit of a murdered wife and her young son are trapped. When multiple people enters the house, the curse haunts one after another. This curse has no escape or a solution to break it. The film has some of the most scariest scenes you'll ever see. Ringu, definitely one of the greatest horror film of all time. This film developed a cult following and heavily contributed to the growth of Japanese cinema. Most of you would have watched this film, but if you haven't watched it or just watched the remake version, then you're missing a lot. A journalist who's investigating a strange rumor of a cursed videotape wants to burst the myth that anyone who watches the tape receives a phone call and dies exactly 7 days later. When she watches the tape, she receives the phone call, which confirms it's not a myth but a reality. Desperate to survive, she asks help from her ex-husband to uncover the mystery behind the tapes, hoping to find a way to break the curse. The investigation leads to a tragic story of a young woman who was abused and thrown into a well. Meanwhile, the film explores multiple stories of people who got affected by the curse. What happened after the journalist learned about the truth, and did the journalist survive? That's what this film is all about. If you have enjoyed our suggestions until now, please like the video and comment down below what content we should suggest next.